Long before the internet gave us cat videos and TikTok dances, humanity was perfecting the art of the chuckle. From the earliest campfires to the grandest amphitheaters, laughter has been our universal language, a strange, involuntary spasm that somehow connects us all. But how did we get here? How did the sophisticated stand-up routine evolve from, presumably, someone slipping on a banana peel, or perhaps a particularly slippery saber-toothed tiger pelt? Join us as we journey through the surprisingly serious, and seriously funny, history of comedy. Our first major stop is ancient Greece, where comedy wasn't just a casual evening's entertainment, it was a revered art form, often performed alongside tragedies. Think of it as a double feature, but with more toga-wearing and less buttered popcorn. Playwrights like Aristophanes masterfully skewered politicians and societal norms, proving that even back then, nothing was off-limits for a good joke. Their plays were often raucous, rude, and remarkably relevant, showing that some things, like human foibles and the desire to publicly shame powerful people, are truly timeless. Though, admittedly, some of the jokes about flat-footed barbarians might not land quite as well today. Crossing the Mediterranean, we arrive in the Roman Empire, where comedy continued its evolution, albeit with a slightly different flavor. While Greek comedy was often sharp political satire, Roman comedy, exemplified by playwrights like Plautus and Terence, leaned heavily into character-driven farce, mistaken identities, and slapstick. Imagine the sitcom tropes of today, but with chariots instead of cars, and less canned laughter. Mimes also thrived, often silent but incredibly expressive, using gestures to tell stories that resonated with the masses. It was a less verbal, more physical form of humor, proving that a well-timed pratfall is truly universal, even if you don't speak Latin. Or, perhaps, especially if you don't speak Latin. Fast forward to the medieval period, and we encounter the court jester. These weren't just guys in silly hats, they were often highly intelligent individuals, skilled in music, poetry, and wit, given license to mock their lords and ladies in ways no one else dared. A jester's job was precarious, balancing razor-sharp humor with the very real risk of offending someone with a particularly heavy crown. They were the original roasters, long before celebrity panels and Netflix specials. It truly shows that even in the darkest of ages, someone still needed to point out that the emperor, or in this case, the duke, was probably wearing something rather ridiculous. And perhaps had questionable hygiene. Emerging from 16th century Italy, Commedia dell'arte introduced us to a world of beloved, if slightly absurd, stock characters. Think Harlequin with his patchwork costume, the mischievous servant Brighella, or Pantalone, the miserly old man. These masked performers didn't work from fixed scripts, but improvised around a general plot outline, relying on familiar character types and physical gags. It was lively, energetic, and incredibly influential, laying the groundwork for everything from modern clowning to Punch and Judy shows. It also proved that sometimes, you don't need new material, just give people a guy in a funny hat tripping over his own feet, and they'll be perfectly happy. Some things never change, really. Across the English Channel, William Shakespeare was busy defining comedic brilliance with wit, wordplay, and intricate plots. His comedies, like A Midsummer Night's Dream or Twelfth Night, explored themes of love, mistaken identity, and social satire, all wrapped in glorious Elizabethan language. Then, moving into the Enlightenment, comedy became sharper, more intellectual. Think Molière in France, dissecting human folly with surgical precision, or the Restoration comedies in England, known for their dazzling, often cynical, wit. It was an era where the laugh came not just from a pratfall, but from the elegant turn of a phrase, proving that brains can be just as funny as bananas, and much less messy. The late 19th and early 20th centuries ushered in the golden age of variety entertainment, vaudeville in America and music hall in Britain. These stages were melting pots of acts, featuring everything from acrobats and magicians to singers and, of course, a dazzling array of comedians. Think slapstick, physical gags, quick-fire jokes, and character bits. It was a live, raw, and often chaotic form of entertainment, where performers honed their craft night after night. It really was the original TikTok, if TikTok required years of touring and the very real risk of a thrown tomato. It also proved that a well-practiced routine, even if it involves falling off a ladder, never truly goes out of style. With the advent of new technologies, comedy found new homes. Silent films gave us legends like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton, whose visual gags and physical artistry transcended language barriers, making them global superstars. Their mastery of timing and expression laid foundations still used today. Then came radio, offering a purely auditory canvas for humor. Shows like the Jack Benny program built entire worlds and characters purely through sound, relying on wit, clever dialogue, and impeccable timing. It was a revolutionary shift, proving that you didn't need to see someone fall to find it hilarious, as long as you could hear them eloquently complain about the fall afterward. The mid-20th century brought stand-up comedy into the spotlight, transforming it into a deeply personal art form. Comedians like Lenny Bruce pushed boundaries, while others like Richard Pryor and George Carlin used their voices to dissect society, politics, and the human condition. Television then brought these acts, and sitcoms, into millions of homes, democratizing laughter. From the sharp observations of Seinfeld to the sketch genius of Saturday Night Live, TV became comedy's biggest stage. It's truly incredible how the simple act of one person talking into a microphone evolved into a global phenomenon, making us question everything from our daily commutes to the existential dread of modern life. All while making us spill our coffee. So, from ancient Greek plays poking fun at politicians to a comedian questioning the very fabric of reality on Netflix, comedy has consistently reflected and shaped our world. It's evolved from physical gags to intricate wordplay, from court jesters to digital influencers, but its core purpose remains: to make us laugh, to challenge our perspectives, and to connect us. Laughter, in its purest form, is resistance, release, and recognition. And it's something we'll always need, perhaps now more than ever. Because sometimes, the only way to get through the absurdity of life is to find someone else who's willing to laugh at it with you. Or at least, at ****. It's a spectrum.